then the dinner changes when, because then Ye and Trump are talking, and I can't talk too much about that conversation. I can tell you afterward, it'll blow your fucking mind. But anyway, so that's going on. And Karen is kind of like kicking Ye under the table, like, hey, remember what you're here to ask him. Because we set it up. He actually wrote not like a setup. I mean, Ye was planning on asking him to be his vice president. Right. Everybody says we set Trump up to get him in trouble. We didn't. Yeah. What we wanted to do was Ye wanted to ask him to be his running mate. Yeah. That was literally.
So this is what you were originally telling before I want to get more information before we got here. Okay. Yeah. So continue. Sorry.
So,
so he asked him to be my running mate.
Yeah. So, and even before the dinner, I mean, the famous tweet where he says, I forget what he said. He said, Rainey, I can't believe I kept the president waiting and I'm wearing jeans. How you think he's going to take it when I ask him to be my running mate? That is very Ye. That is very nay. He published it after, but he wrote it before. He was going to publish it before. Okay. So anyway, so Karen's kicking him under the table like, hey, remember what you came here to ask him? Mm-hmm. And so Ye says, oh, yeah. Would you be my running mate in 2024? And Trump, I thought he'd be kind of jocular and say, oh, ha, whatever. He got pissed.
Oh, really?
And my right hand to God, I am not even exaggerating a little bit at all. For some reason, I knew this wasn't going to happen, but I was afraid, he was going to punch me.
Whoa, he was that angry.
I swear.
Shit.
And, obviously that wasn't going to happen. I mean, it wasn't physically.
Was this towards the end of the conversation?
Yeah, this is at the very end.
This after you showed your support, everything.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
And he was exuding so much. And this is what everybody says about him. And I learned it that day. This guy's no joke when it comes to the art of the deal, negotiation. He's a master of dealing with people, and so he changed his posture. He crosses his arms, leans forward, and he says to Ye, he goes, you know what? He goes, you can win at a lot of things. He goes, and you can do your music and everything, but you shouldn't run. You'll never win at this. You can't. You think you can win at this? You can't win at this.
Oh, shit. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
And then and I was like, whoa.
Oh, fuck.
And he turns to me and he goes, you're a pretty smart guy. He goes, I know you work for him, but go ahead, tell him he can't win. Go ahead, tell him. I know you're a smart guy.
Wow.
And I'm looking at him. Wow. And I'm looking at Ye.
Talk about a predicament.
Right?
Yo.
I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Killing it right there. He said, yo, I ain't playing games. You're not winning. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and I left this part out. So even before he said that, he told 3 stories. And they all had a very clear point. And it was not subtle at all. Trump is a genius at this. It was so masterful. So Ye, indicates that he's going to run.
What are the 3 stories? You don't have to say specifically.
I'll just list them off.
Well, okay, go ahead.
It was a story about, I think, Kodak Black, who got freed, and was it Sweden?
He pardoned him for his felon charge, yeah.
So it's Kodak Black.
Possession, yeah.
Yeah, and it was the basketball player in China who got charged, and he secured that guy's release.
LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball's son.
Okay, D'Angelo Ball. Okay,
yep. Jello.
LeAngelo Ball.
Jello, yeah.
Right,
there you go, yeah. And it was those 2, and it was a story about Alice Johnson. And the story went something. So he starts out and he goes, I'm not going to tell the full thing, but this is the gist. So he goes, yeah. He goes, are you still with your wife? Are you still attracted to her? You still love her? And he's like, yeah, of course, And he goes, I want you to tell her that she's a disgusting human being. He goes, exact words.
Whoa. To Kim K?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's right, though. She is a disgusting human being.
Well, but here was the justification. He goes, because you know what? He goes, I freed Alice Johnson, and then she goes and endorses Biden. She's a disgusting human being. I want you to tell her I said that. He goes, I was like, bro, that's his wife. That's his ex-wife. Then he goes in a story about Kodak Black, and he goes,
he meant Kim K. Or did he mean Kim K too?
What do you mean?
No, Kanye's current wife, which is
the ex-wife, Kim Kardashian.
Okay, so
he said
they're broken up.
Yeah. That's what I meant. So he said Kim K is disgusting, and then who's the other person? Alice Johnson.
And they freed Alice Johnson. Kim Kardashian helped secure Alice Johnson's
commutation. All right, there we go. Okay, because I remember that she went to the White House to pardon somebody, but I didn't know who it was. Alice Johnson that she got pardoned.
And so he basically said, I would never have released her if I knew Kim would have endorsed Biden. And then
there we go.
Okay. So this is the moral of the story. Next story about Kodak Black. He goes, I freed Kodak Black, and he told the whole story. And by the way, this is the other thing that was jarring. This is what made me think he was going to hit us, is because the whole conversation was so cordial. he starts telling these stories and starts dropping F-bombs, like every other word, like a mafia boss. He goes in and he's like, so I told this fucking motherfucker this. And I'm like, this is the president. Like, and you've heard him swear at the rallies. It's kind of kitschy.
Yeah.
But this is like some serious, like Casino. It's like Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Just to the story is, I would have never freed Kodak Black if I knew how disloyal he was, that he went and said all this nasty stuff after I got him freed.
Are you serious? He did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Same thing after China. He said about the and this one was even better.
It's not easy to get a presidential pardon either.
No. Yeah. Well, and that's what Trump said, is that he went to great lengths to secure his release because these guys were in real trouble.
What was Kanye doing when he was coming at him like that? Was he just sitting there like?
Well, remember, he wasn't with Kim no more. He's like, yeah, she probably is a fucking.
No, but you could tell he was visibly angry, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's one of these like power plays. You know how these political people are, like, they're not. It wasn't imminently obvious in that moment that like he was attacking us, that he was sending a very veiled threat.
Yeah.
I think by the end, it was pretty apparent what was going on. Because in the moment, we're like, whoa, he just switched up and is telling this really weird story all of a sudden. But by the end of it, we're like, oh, that's what he meant. And so the third story was about the basketball player. And he said, the basketball player was brought out on the tarmac, because the president was there for the revolution's anniversary or something, big state visit, a lot of flags and everything. And so and this happened at the same time. And Trump said that the Chinese would not free this guy at the same time that Trump left, because they said, you're not going to embarrass the president leaving at this, you disgrace. You're not going to leave the same time he leaves on this big state visit. And so Trump says that after his plane took off, the Chinese brought the basketball player on the tarmac and slapped him across the face.
Really?
The Chinese official did.
Oh, wow.
And said, you embarrass the president. Don't you dare embarrass the president.
Wow.
And Trump said, and the father goes out and thanks everybody other than me. Trump said, I never would have pardoned him. I would have let him rot in China if I knew they were going to do that.
Wow.
Now, what's the moral of the story in all these cases?
They backstabbed him.
Disloyal black guys, where Trump did him a favor and these people embarrassed him and stabbed him in the back. And it's like, and obviously that's relevant to the later conversation about, will you be my running mate?
Will you be my running mate?
And so when Trump says, you can't win this and that. And then he basically threw us out. He's like, what time's your flight? I'll walk you out. It's right across the street.
Wow.
And then refused to take a picture with Ye.
Oh, shit.
Because across the other side of the dining room was that they said the richest banking family in Switzerland or Germany was having dinner. This is Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yay, come get a picture with us. And they said, we want a picture with both. And Trump refused. He's like, oh, you get a picture. He wouldn't get in the picture with Ye after that. He was cool with me. He came up to me and shook my hand. He's like, and he said, I'll see you soon. You're really, he really liked me. He was just mad at Ye, I think.
Damn.
Or maybe Karen.
Well,